also to Mr. Mitsui-san, Mr. Tanuma-san, and also Mr. Amori-san from YRP, and Shimatsu-san from Fujitsu 10, because together with YRP and Fujitsu 10, we did prove that the Japanese industry is ready for something that will be rolled out in Europe, being the European eCall. I will give you now a very short introduction how we came to the idea to have this cooperation together with Yokosuka Research Park and also with Fujitsu 10, and this idea to have such a test bed facility in Japan. First of all, I'd like to show you a little background where we are coming from, so that you can put this in perspective as well. For everything we roll out in the world, whatever this is, it can be something in IT, it can be also a product, we face troubles, we face challenges, and they are, with respect to the end users, the people that are going to use it, it is the business itself, then also on the technology side. We, as a company, Gemalto company, which has bought Centurion about 2 years ago, which is a former Siemens company, we are known very well for things like we are using daily. Digital passports, but also credit cards, where we pay our money with, our food with, etc. SIM cards from our mobile phones, whether they are as big as here or even already miniaturized. So in this area, this company, Gemalto, I'm working for, already has more than 30 years experience in this kind of technology with respect to digital security, privacy, but also taking care that we have Antigua solutions. The Gemalto company, sorry, back. Now for the Centurion part, this is the part that is within the Gemalto company responsible for devices that are small like this, providing the wireless interface to the mobile network. And it could be a vending machine that is connected to the mobile network. It could be as well a vehicle that is connected to the mobile network. You need the connectivity, and this is done by devices small like this, fully standardized. And our company, as said formerly Siemens, known as Centurion, now owned by Gemalto since 2 years, is very well known for providing more than, meanwhile, 18 years automotive-grade connectivity to companies that integrate this into vehicles. But as a company, we said it is not enough to just push material, equipment, technology in the market. We have seen that we have to find a solution for the entire value chain. And we have seen very many times people struggling how to design in such a piece of mobile equipment, but also security into a device and get this running towards the market. We have seen the end user could face troubles, business case could be a problem. So it's about the entire value chain. We found resources, made resources available to take care that the entire value chain is in place. And in order to get there, we said we have to be active in different kinds of bodies. Bodies like standardization groups, like you can see also here on the slide, but also in this case, ITS Europe, the ETICO, where there are a lot of projects ongoing. For example, also the deployment of eCall. And a lot of people are taking care about this topic, searching for solutions. And now we come not only providing there some, let's say, specific technology, be it the wireless equipment to the mobile network, or being the safety and security aspects in here. We have seen if there is an issue open somewhere in this value chain, we need people that are encouraged to solve these topics, to solve these issues that are still arising. And we found that maybe it's our job to start at least to pull in this area and find solutions. We do this more, as you can see, in the security area for 30 years, more than 18 years now in the automotive industry. We can provide field proof that we are the right company to do that. And that helps for the following, let's say, track record. If it's with respect to eCall, we are amongst the ones that signed at the very early stage the memorandum of understanding regarding the eCall. That means if eCall is rolled out, we said as a company, we will support that and we will take care that accordingly. Also, we will take care that the devices, the equipment, the technology we make are supporting this rollout. Then what we also did is we very much supported, this time it's not working right now, but we get there. Here we are. That we are supporting as well the safety and awareness campaigns to introduce this new technology to end users. And on the right upper side, you see, for example, one picture which we did during the demonstrations in Madrid in 2010 for making publicity on eCall. We did further support in this. We supported a proving ground. That was the first step, also the basis to the idea we had here now at the YRP test bed. We did support a proving ground to extend their equipment to be compliant with the eCall infrastructure, enabling people to test their end-to-end their eCall solution. On that same proving ground, then, as of that time, already the first interoperability tests for eCall devices were executed. And as you see on the bottom line, you see 2012, ... That's what we are kicking off doing here today. So during the, let's say, the ITS Congress in Lyon, we created the idea by seeing that there is a company that has a proving ground for vehicles. So that's where OEMs are testing vehicles on different, let's say, road surface. They are testing how many miles the vehicle can drive until the gasoline is gone, etc. And on this proving ground in the United Kingdom, they have available also a private 2G mobile network. And therefore, us, the idea came together with the first year out of the to, let's say, approach that proving ground, to extend this proving ground by the necessary equipment to make the entire value chain for an emergency call according to the European standards available. And that's what we did. So what you see here in the middle is the typical, defined, specified emergency call, starting from a vehicle via the mobile network, should show up now here, in the middle, directly to the PSAP. Nothing in between. And the good thing here is, if something breaks away, the mobile networks are running all day, 24 hours, 7 days. The public safety answering points, these PSAPs, these call centers for emergency calls, are running 24 hours, 7 days. Nothing in between means if a car gets into trouble, it will establish this emergency call using the well-known and already established standard for emergency calls. If you would take your mobile phone and you would dial 112, if you're using the 3G network, for example, also in Japan, but in Europe also this is running on the 2G networks, you dial 112, you will be immediately connected to the nearest public safety answering point to take that emergency call from you. Now this technology, this standard, which is already established in the market, is used. We have to make some slight changes because we are adding some additional information. Additional information in this case about the vehicle. We are setting up a voice call, and whilst the voice call is set up, we are preparing a so-called minimum set of data, providing information about the vehicle identification number, and as well about the positioning of the vehicle. That is packaged in this minimum set of data, and then it's sent via the voice channel over the mobile network to the public safety answering point, the call center. What we do is, we set one flag. And this flag should discriminate. This is a normal voice call coming from a mobile phone, where we dial 112, or if there is this additional minimum set of data available. So, in other words, at this side here, at the PSAP side, if the call comes in and this emergency call flag is set, PSAP knows immediately thereafter there is coming via inland modem functionality on the voice channel this minimum set of data. And at the momentum the person picks up the telephone, this minimum set of data is displayed on the screen of the call center person. We will see that later also here in the demonstrations. So this has been taken and established at that proving ground in the UK. That's what we did, and in November 2011 we did our first tests. Like I said, in May 22nd to 24 during this year, Vertigo, together with ETSI, that's a European body for standardization, they did interoperability tests. So they brought there people having different systems, individual systems, but also different PSAPs, public safety answering points, and they were testing back and forth interoperability on this track. And then in June 12th this year, we launched this proving ground. There you see, this is the same month as we came with the idea, what about doing this outside of Europe? We were looking around and we said, well, where do most of the cars come from? Where is the biggest car manufacturer located for vehicles? It's Japan. So we were talking to my colleagues here in Japan, and we were talking to Yokosuka Research Park, to another first year, Fujitsu 10, also available here today. And then we came to that very good conclusion to do it here as well. Some impressions of the PR day we had in June. We did an introduction, like we do it right now here. You will get a lot of additional information. Also outside, there are some booths built up by different stakeholders out of the value chain that can provide you with additional information. And then we did demonstrations. We crashed a car into a dummy car, which we also will see outside here. We have on the left side, we see a person here from the European Commission driving that car at that time. It was his first automatic eCall he had ever seen in life. And then we did some other demonstrations there. And at that time, we did the first demonstration also about the so-called dormant SIM. A dormant mode device is a device in a vehicle that is switched on. It is active, but there is no active registering to the mobile network done. So this device is somehow in a listening mode. It does not handshake with the mobile network. That means there is no bandwidth capacity used by the mobile network. And in case of an emergency call, even if it's manually pressed or if it's done it's triggered by the crash, in that momentum, it will directly hook up to the mobile network. It registers and then does the process, like described before, send this minimum set of data to the PSAP. So in that case of such a connection, where the device is running such a dormant eCall, as we see here, probably it's at somewhere at the end of your copy, it doesn't matter. In this dormant case, that means where the device is not always connected to the mobile network, upon activation, manually or triggered, automatically. It must stay minimum 1 hour in the mobile network, but because it is this device in this dormant mode, maximum, however, 12 hours. Then it has to go back in this so-called dormant mode. It's active, but no interaction anymore, no handshaking with the mobile network, in order to reduce the bandwidth capacity in mobile networks. So here we are, at the last point. That's where we are today. Today, we are here in Yokosuka, and YRP did install, in addition to the 2G testing facility in this area, which is unique for Japan, they added the public safety answering point, and now people like you, and also we, like we're demonstrating later on outside, can do an end-to-end emergency call. So this is, let's say, a picture on the right side, what we have seen as we arrived here, let's say in June. We came with the idea. Then meanwhile, there is added this functionality to the network itself. And what we have shown over the last 6 months by high and very active support of YRP and also by Fujitsu 10, we have shown that by enabling the local eCall testing technology, Gemalto, YRP, and also Fujitsu 10 took care that we can streamline the manufacturing process, that we can help global automakers to achieve significant time efficiencies, but also cost efficiencies. Now, you can test here eCall in Japan. You don't have to fly to Europe. You can play and test it here. And the modules, which are used also on this 2G proving ground, are approved, so you are allowed to use them also here in Japan for this testing. And they are automotive grade. That means not only according to the automotive grade standard VDA 6.2, for example, the MIMs, the subscriber identity modules, which meanwhile have become as well automotive grade, which is very necessary. You have to take care that eCall is functioning during the life cycle of such a vehicle. That means the SIM card shall not break down, are also according to TS 16949 standard. So all this now is available in Japan for more or less building an entire IVS and an entire eCall value chain, and you can do the test here in Japan. Enjoy the testing and the introduction to eCall in Japan today.